From Hollywood, welcome to the Liars Club. With four of our charter members, Larry Hovis, Dionne Warwick, Betty White, and Dick Gautier. And now, let's meet the president of the Liars Club, Alan Ludden.
How are you? I'm glad you're with us. You know what they tell me? They tell me that in the next half hour, you're going to see a saddle for an alligator, for people who are crazy enough to ride an alligator. Now, that's what they tell me, but who can believe anything they tell me? For instance, who can believe Larry Hovis? What about that, Larry? Is that true?
Well, we were going to have it.
Oh.
But the man who makes those things is in intensive care.
I don't want to know any more.
No.
That's it.
Well, they now call him Shorty.
Well, you, Shorty. Dionne, you're lovely. Glad you're here. You're in very sorry company, but it's nice to have a little class in the group. Betty, how are you?
Fine. How's everything?
Just fine.
It's the only time you guys see each other.
It's all.
Yeah. How are you, Dick?
I'm okay.
Good
Much better now, thank you.
I know. Get away. Keep
I'm
your hands
sure.
above the table. Now I want you to meet my people over here. First of all, Judith Ann Wells from Van Nuys, California. Judith Ann, other than Van Nuys, I want you to tell me what is your favorite place in the whole world?
From what I've seen, I like the Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon, that's a nice big place.
It's marvelous.
Mel Melman from North Hollywood. Well, it ain't North Hollywood. What's your favorite place?
United States.
Oh! Wow. Yeah. That's a sure way to make friends, but it's a good, you got a lot of class. That's very good. Carol Ritter from North Hollywood. What's your favorite place?
The Orient.
The Orient. No applause, did you notice? Okay. All right, here's what we're going to do. We got four liars over here. We're going to have an object. They're going to each of you tell you a story about an object, and three of them will be telling wild lies. One will be telling the truth, and you've got to figure out which one that is. Then you bet on that particular one. And you start out with a score of 100. Come on, Judy gets a score of 100, too. Come on, give Judy 100. Well, we'll give it...
Put it on my tab.
There she goes. She gets 100, too. You can bet all through the game half of whatever it is you have, and then at the end of the game, the player with the highest score wins all the prizes. Now, Bill Barry has all the prizes. What are they today, Bill?
We'll start you off with a vacation in Acapulco. At the Pierre Marquez Princess Hotel, your vacation week of a lifetime in fabulous Acapulco, Mexico. Enjoy superb accommodations and gourmet dining in this hideaway playground at the Pierre Marquez Princess Hotel. And then, digital watches. His and her Minicom digital computer watches from Helbros. For him, a 6-function alphanumeric. For her, a 5-function. Both display the hours, minutes, seconds, month, and date on demand. All solid state, the Helbros Minicoms. And to finish off your prize package, a complete camera outfit. This Yashica Electro 35 GTN kit is the complete camera outfit featuring the Electro 35 GTN camera. It's a solid-state electronic brain that computes perfect pictures automatically from Yashica, pioneer in electronic photography. All in all, a prize package worth more than $1,000.
Wow. I never saw a 6-function watch. Did you ever see a 6-function watch? The winner's going to have one and a trip to Acapulco, which is not hay, right? It's not United States, but you'll like it if you win it. All right, now let's start the game by having odds of 1 to 1. That's it. And start over here with a crazy... What is that, Larry?
Do you know what Betty said?
No, I don't want to hear. What did she
She said, do you want to see a 6-function watch? This is very old and isn't used anymore. But originally, this was an ether mask, one of several kinds they used. Went over the front, went over the face, and then the ether was put through this tube, and it fills this pouch. And the little holes in here allow the ether fumes to put the patient asunder.
Asleep. Dionne.
This is actually a blood pack. It's
A what?
used blood pack. You know, in the
You have to carry a
movies,
lot of
whenever
blood.
they have to shoot you or stab you or whatever. It's stop that. This thing is filled with that food coloring or whatever they use for blood. It's placed strategically wherever it's going to be done. And once it's pierced, blood.
What do you think? Okay.
Well, this is hard to explain, but very, very worthwhile having. The riders in our, for instance, equestrians who are doing show riding, seriously, they really take a beating. It's an athletic cup. No, please. Not helping me. And it's difficult for me to explain.
It's a what, Betty?
It's an athletic cup for horsemen. I mean, it is a protector. And, well, I'm not kidding. They really take a beating is what they do.
I don't even...
Listen.
Betty.
Now listen. I mean, certain necessary things.
I don't want to know how you learned about that.
Well, no, it's any horseman knew.
All right, move right along to Dick, please.
Bill Shoemaker, friend of yours? This is actually just what it's obvious. It's an inflatable bosom. It's just, it's a falsie that you can make small, large, whatever the guy demands. You can, I mean, hey, it's one of them. You know, he doesn't like it, you takes him out, you like it bigger. There you are, you know. You like one big, one small, one big, anything you want. And there's 3, yeah, put one here. I don't care.
One in the middle of the back for when you're dancing.
Anything, you know.
Okay, that's
it's
ridiculous.
True, that's what it is.
Okay, let me review this madness. Larry says it's an ether mask. Dionne said it's a movie for blood. It's a blood pack for, you know. And Betty says it's an equestrian protector, and how she learned it, I'll never know. Dick says it's an inflatable bosom for wherever or however much you want. Now, what in the world are you going to believe out of those 3 ridiculous... You're going to go with him? Judith?
Bet 10 on
You believe
Dick.
that about the bosom? What are you going to do, Neil?
I bet 20 on Dionne.
Oh, well, I think I'd have gone with her, too, because I don't know. Carol?
I'll bet 20 on Larry.
With the ether. I see.
Well,
And
you can tell
nobody
none
went
of them
with
have
Betty.
ever been
Nobody went with Betty. See, okay, Bill, what's the true story?
Well, the item comes to us from Phyllis Erickson in Hollywood, and this is an inflatable bosom.
Inflatable bosom. Dick, you rascal. You did it, and you knew what you were doing, and that means, let's see, who went with Dick? You went with Dick, Judy, moved you up ahead. You've got 110.
I'll say.
Okay, but you're not very far ahead. Next time we come back, we're going to have 2-to-1 odds. And we'll be right back, so stick around. We'll go on.
Runner-up contestants tonight will each receive Jorgus Games People Play Carpet Collection 1. It's an exciting game board for both teenagers and adults designed in today's brilliant colors. Games People Play Collection 1 is a fun carpet, and it's absolutely Jorgus. And now back to Alan Ludden and our Celebrity Liars.
Okay, here we go, over here. Now, we're going to change the odds 2-to-1. We're going to start with Dick Gautier down there with a, what is that?
Well, if you want to inflate, no, this is, I don't know if you can get a shot of this whole thing, it's rather large, but it is actually a cannon cleaner. Which
A what?
A cannon cleaner, which didn't make William Conrad too happy. But what you did is you could put different things on there, like reamers and polishers and things like that, and just jam it in there and clean out that cannon. That's what it is.
This, first of all, is very heavy. It's a whisker pole, and it's a whisker pole, and it's in racing boats, I guess they would be called, or ships. As they round the last turn, as they come around and heading for home, they put up one more sail, a spinnaker sail, so that they can catch that last going home breeze. And this is the pole that goes out to the front that holds that spinnaker in place. And it's usually, the sail is usually of a different color. And so that's a whisker pole. I don't know why it's called a whisker pole unless you win by a close shave, but it's
This is heavy. We all know every clock has a key. And this is a key to the very, very old Victorian clock, such as the one in Europe, in London, specifically, like Big Ben. It takes a couple of people to stand, and it's just kind of put up, and it's put in, and you just turn it. It's a winder. Key for a clock.
Larry?
Now, I want you to notice that there's a fitting on this end and a fitting on this end, and there's a reason.
And there's no window back there.
This is the center pole of two more of these poles that become a fireman's pole. It's very old, and this one's very old and rough. But three of them, one this long, that was as long as three of these would bow. So the firemen couldn't use that to slide down. And I don't know why they love to slide down. I guess they're just kids at heart. But they have three of these poles that fit together in the firehouse. They used to, and it's a fireman's pole. One section.
Bumpity, bumpity,
Bumpity, bumpity. Okay, let me review it. Those all sound like very good stories to me, don't they to you? Really good stories. I'd buy all of them, wouldn't you? Dick says it's a cannon cleaner. Betty says it's a whisker pole for winning by a whisker. Dionne says it's a clock key winder, and Larry says it's a fire station pole. What are you going to go with, Judith? You've got you're ahead. Who are you going to go with?
20 on Larry.
2-1. Okay, on Larry. Neil?
20 on Dionne.
2-1 on Dionne. Carol?
20 on Larry.
You're going to stay with Larry in that pole. All right. Bill Barry, what's the truth?
From Villicon Antiques in Sherman Oaks, California, this is a cannon cleaner.
A cannon cleaner. Dick Gautier was right. Nobody went with him. You see how it is. So the score is now 90-60-60. You're all even. Okay, let's see. We're not all even. It's 60-60 and 90. You're still ahead, Judy. Now we're going to move the odds up to 5-1. Going to start over here with Larry Hovis. I'll get this out of the way.
Okay.
What is that?
Well, this is just a bulb planter. You take this and go zip into the ground like that, and the dirt gets caught in here and comes out. Then you take a bulb and you plant it. A 25-watt bulb, a 40-watt... No, it's a bulb planter.
Screw up your bulb.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is a Pioneer's wall stanchion. You put it up. It's essentially, you've seen all this. Put it up into a ceiling or hang it in a wall. You can hang meat from it. You can have pots and pans, cheese, yourself. But it's it really is a solid Pioneer wall stanchion.
Stanchion. Betty?
This is really very, very old and very antique, and I think you can see if you've got a close look, which you can probably see from there, it is an incendiary weapon, a Moorish incendiary bomb. They would take sheep's wool and soak it in some flammable material and light it.
Gasoline.
Gasoline. Oh, not gasoline. No, but they'd stuff the sheep's wool in there, and they'd soak it in this oil, lamp oil, and they'd light it, and then they would put it in one of these big crossbows and shoot it. It would not only do damage with the point, but it would also set the fort afire.
The what? I see.
This is a decorative tortoise tether. Now, people... It is decorative. People that have tortoises as pets, and they do, the great big tortoises, they move slowly, but they didn't want them to go too far. They stick this thing ground and tie it, because a lot of people use tortoises as watchdogs. They would. A burglar would come in the yard, and the tortoise would just go... And the burglar would say, what? And the tortoise would go, bah! Just give him a shot. And that was it. It's a tortoise.
Oh, you're crazy. Okay. Larry says it's a bulb planter. Dionne says it's a Pioneer wall stanchion. Betty says it's an old antique as opposed to a new antique. Moorish incendiary bomb. And Dick says it's a tortoise tether.
A decorative.
Decorative tortoise tether as opposed to an undecorative. An ugly one. All right. Who are you going to go with, Judith?
I'm going 20 on Larry.
The bulb planter, huh? You're going, Neil, with...
I bet 30 on Betty.
You're going to bet on Betty White?
Thank you, Neil.
I see. Carol?
I'll bet 20 on Larry.
You're going to
What?
stay
No
with
votes for the tortoise tether?
Nobody's went with the tortoise tether or the stanchion. All right, let's see what the real story is, Bill. Who told the truth?
Well, this item comes to us from Mrs. L. Hiscox in North Belmore, Long Island, and it is a bulb planter.
A bulb planter. Larry was right. And Carol and Judy spotted it. 190 now to 160. And Neil, you who were ahead are way down there at 30. However, you know what's going to happen next. Next time we're going to move the odds up to 10-1. And you could win if you're lucky. Okay, we'll be right back. See what happens.
Some of tonight's contestants will receive Son of Hibachi, revolutionary new barbecue that lights up fast. Coals are ready in 7 minutes. Self-cleaning, self-extinguishing charcoal is reusable, portable Son of Hibachi. Or Ogilvy Hair Repair Lotion with placenta. Works like a salon treatment to repair externally damaged hair. Ogilvy Hair Repair Lotion. Or a complete line of potting soils, plant foods, and other easy-to-use plant care products. Stimuplant, the name and quality garden aids for 50 years. Or Tony's Pizza with a zesty sauce, mouth-watering mushroom, delicious meats, and cheery cheeses. Tony's, the Pizza Cravers Pizza.
Okay, here's the final exciting round. We're going to move the odds up now, 10-1. Now, each of these characters over here has his own little item to play with this time. Each of them is going to tell you a story. 3 are going to be lying, of course. 1 will be telling you the truth. You have to decide which is the one, and this is where we find our big winner. Which one's telling the truth? 190, 160, and 30. Larry, what is that?
This is the strangest thing I think we've ever had.
Really?
This catches ducks. That's right. There's a duck that lives or is indigenous to the Indian Ocean, and it stays underwater the bulk of the time as it dives and forages for food. It is ravenous. This attaches to another line, and this is a hook of sorts. And as this pulls tight, this float keeps it in the water, the duck will see this flitter on the surface and come up thinking it is a moth or a butterfly or whatever, and takes the whole thing like that. It traps the duck. The fisherman catches the duck, and I think you've all heard of Bombay duck.
That's where it starts. As opposed to Peking.
That's where it starts.
Okay, Dionne, what do you have?
This is a music holder that is used in marching bands. And it works very simply. You insert your music here. This attaches to a little thing that hooks onto the instrument, and you just march along.
Play any music.
And that's what it is.
I don't know why I am so hung up on this subject.
I don't
today.
either.
I really don't.
What
But
is it?
This is a little pocket shaver. I mean, it's the kind of thing that you can whip out. Of course, when you're not using it, you keep it in there so that you keep
pockets.
But then this way, you turn it around here, and you can, for just a little light touch-up, you can just,
No
just
battery
a
or
little.
anything.
You don't need anything. It'll
don't
just
need
got
it.
little blades in there, and then you can just touch up. It's a little pocket shaver, as opposed to the whisker pole. Whisker pole. That's a little pocket shaver.
This is a surveyor's pencil sharpener. It clips on his belt, and you know the wide pencils that carpenters use? They're very flat and very wide, and you just take it and you run it in there like that on each side, and then these sharp little blades, they can just sharpen their pencil when they use it because they do a lot of notation when they do surveying, and it just clips right on the belt like that, and that's what it is. He can just take it off and sharpen his pencil in there.
I wish I'd known you could buy this.
Those are 4 wild stories that we've ever had. Now, you got to figure out which one is true. Larry says it's a duck lure for Bombay duck. Dionne says it's a music holder for the marching band, as in Music Man. Betty says it's a pocket shaver. Betty, don't do that. And Dick says it's a surveyor's pencil sharpener. Okay, which do you think is telling the truth, Judith?
I'll bet 50 on Dionne.
50 you're going. That could be 500. That could win you. You know it, if it were Dionne. What do you think, Neil?
I bet 10 on Dick.
Very conservative, huh? Well, you ain't going to win on that, Neil, but we'll see. Carol?
I'll bet 50 on Dionne.
Well, now, if they're both wrong and you're right, Neil, I can't figure that out. Okay, now, we gotta find out which one is true because the game is at stake. Who is telling the truth, Bill?
Our truthful item comes to us from Robert C. Krause of Unityville, Pennsylvania. It's a pocket shaver.
Betty! Nobody went with her. Nobody believed her. Okay, Carol lost. Everybody lost. Judy, you're still ahead. Judy, you are the winner. Judith Ann Wells. Very good. Congratulations. Now, I'll tell you what, Judith. You won the bundle of prizes. We're going to come back and find out what those other items are, truly. And then you and I are going to play our little end game, just us, right after this commercial. Take a look. That's live. All right. Now, with all those people who went with... Carol, Neil, and Judy all got fooled on that one. Nobody believed Betty. Let's see what the true stories are that fooled you. Now, nobody bet with this, but well, on this one. What is that, really?
Well, this is from a viewer, a P. Period O'Day in Staten Island, New York. And this is a teapot spout drop stopper. This goes on the handle, and this fits under the spout. Then when you pour tea and the tea drops, it'll just come into this little part and it won't spill out. It won't drop on the table.
Who sent that?
O'Day from Staten Island, New York.
O'Day. Okay. You didn't any of you know that. Now, Dionne, more of them believed you. What is that truly?
This is from Browse a While in Los Angeles. It's actually... no, it's not. It's a cactus needle cutter. It was... No, for real. It was used during the war, from what I can understand. I'm too young to know, but it was used during the war when they couldn't get the metals and the stone necessary to use for needles for record players to play records. So they would cut the cactus and it would play records.
I remember those needles. I'm not too young. I'll be down.
Cactus needles really?
Yeah, they really did. Cactus needles did play records. Dick, what is that?
This is a kitchen appliance. It's really a bean dicer. You take this and put it on the edge of the table, and you take beans and you just run it through there. So you see those little, and it just dices the beans for you as you run it through there. That's
string beans.
A bean dicer.
You see? So every once in a while they tell the truth. You were great. You were great. You'll be back the next time. I trust you'll be back with us the next meeting. Now, let's play our game. Tell me, is this a true or fact, or is this a lie? Betty White was once a finalist in the Betty Crocker Bake Off. True or false? Think about it.
As parting gifts, some of our contestants will receive Daily Double Brush and Flosser to keep your smile sparkling, help sweeten breath, promote healthy teeth and gums. Brush and floss with Daily Double. Or Bon Ami Polishing Cleanser, recommended by major manufacturers of cookware, fixtures, and appliances because it cleans without scratching. Bon Ami, the Polishing Cleanser. Or from across the Pacific comes Hawaiian Tropics Natural Tanning Lotions and Oils. Hawaiian Tropic, the scent of coconut, the tan of the islands. Hawaiian Tropics. Or Blistasol, helps comfort hot, tired feet and aids in healing infections. Blistasol for healthy, comfortable feet. Liars Club is a Ralph Andrews production. This is Bill Barry speaking.
No, it was a lie. She lost, but she did win the Golden Gloves. See you next time.